Hey there, I'm Whitney Morgan from morgannutrition.com. And today I'm going to tell you about 3 critical changes you need to make in your kitchen in order to reduce your risk of getting contaminated with gluten. Now, if you have Hashimoto's or some other autoimmune disease, you've probably already heard me talk about the connection between gluten sensitivity, celiac disease, and Hashimoto's. There was almost 100% correlation between women who have Hashimoto's and them being gluten sensitive. So eliminating gluten from your diet, from your life, from your house, forever is step number 1 if you've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's. So it goes without saying that you need to establish a gluten-free house. And of course that starts with getting rid of all the food that could be potentially contaminated with wheat and gluten. But it's about so much more than the food. I have an entire online course that teaches you how to transition to a completely gluten-free house in just 5 weeks. And lesson 3 of that course focuses on identifying where gluten might be hiding in your kitchen. And I'm not talking about your food. And once you make the decision to create a gluten-free house, the first thing you're going to do is to inspect all of your food labels and try to identify wheat and gluten-based ingredients. And of course, that's absolutely the right first step to take. But the problem is most people stop there because what they don't realize is that microscopic particles of wheat and gluten can build up on kitchen surfaces, particularly those that are prone to scratching and microabrasions. And this includes all of your kitchenwares. And avoiding this type of contamination is why lesson 3 of my Gluten Gauntlet mini course is so important. Because if wheat and gluten is still hanging out on kitchen surfaces and kitchen supplies, you will never have the gluten-free kitchen that you deserve. So today, as promised, I'm going to tell you about 3 changes you need to make in your kitchen if you want to eliminate those not so obvious places where gluten can hide. All right, change number 1, replace your oven racks. Also, any grilling racks of indoor or outdoor grills. So just think about this. How many times has someone in your household put something that contains wheat directly on the oven rack, right? Loaf of French bread, cinnamon toast, pizza crust. And also, how many times have you put marinated chicken or beef or vegetables directly on the grilling racks of your outdoor and indoor grills? If you're like most people, you've probably lost count. And all of these foods can leave behind microscopic particles that build up on the rack's surface. Now, if you're unable to find replacements for your oven racks or for your outdoor-indoor grilling racks, just make sure that you give them a thorough scrubbing. If you can use a steel wool Brillo pad, that's the best way to go. Okay, change number 2, clean out those crumb collectors. So after you go through all of your kitchenwares and you replace those high-risk items, you can't forget about where those items have been stored, whether it's inside kitchen drawers, utensil caddies, right? All of these places where little crumbs and microscopic particles will accumulate. I mean, sometimes there are months or years worth of crumb accumulations inside kitchen drawers and cupboards and all of these utensil caddies. So all of these surfaces need a thorough cleaning. Okay, change number 3, you need to thoroughly clean your dishwasher filter. Now this one can be a little disgusting. Most people have never even opened up their filtration system in their dishwasher, and months and years of accumulated slimy, gluey sludge can accumulate there just after hundreds and hundreds of washing cycles. And when you open up your filter, you might be really shocked at the slimy blob that you're faced with. And as long as that slimy residue is on your dishwasher filter, every washing cycle is a potential source of contamination. So basically, your goal should be to get that filter so clean that it's almost like having a brand new dishwasher. So just to recap, number 1, replace those oven racks and grilling racks. Number 2, clean out all of the drawers and cupboards and utensil caddies, every possible location where crumbs can accumulate. And change number 3, open up that dishwasher filter and clean it out. Now, making these 3 changes will bring you one step closer to that gluten-free kitchen that you deserve. But those are just a small taste of what you'll get in lesson 3 of my Gluten Gauntlet mini course, because I'm going to provide you with a step-by-step strategy to go through all of your kitchenwares and decide what to keep and what to replace. But here's the deal, folks. Getting your kitchen gluten-free is just the first step. To keep yourself safe from wheat and gluten contamination, your entire house needs to be a gluten-free zone. And that's why my Gluten Gauntlet mini course is such a valuable resource for you. And right now, you can get the first lesson for free. If you're watching me on Instagram, just head to my bio link. If you're checking this out on Facebook, click on my Facebook banner and follow the link that's there. If you're on YouTube, just go ahead and use the link that I've put in the video notes. And before you go, please like, comment, and share this video, no matter where you're watching. All right, everybody, take care. I'll see you next week.